Number review. Today we're going to talk about all the different numbers that we have going on. The first number is called the real number. The real number is any number you can possibly think of in the entire world. I'd love to abbreviate everything, so the way we abbreviate this is writing 2 lines down and make an R out of it. This is what we call a real number system. So again, 2 lines down and make an R out of it. An irrational number is any number in the world that goes on forever and does not have a repeat in the pattern. Okay? For example, an irrational number is pi. Pi is going to be 3.14, dot, 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 dot. It goes on forever. Another example would be like the square root of 2. Okay? A rational number is any number that can be written as a fraction. This consists of terminating and repeating decimals. For example, I have 1/3. 1/3 is going to be 0.3 repeating. 1/2 is going to be 0.5. Also, and this is going to be whole numbers, such as 5 and 0. Those are all going to be rational numbers. Another one is integers. Integers is what we're going to focus on today. I'm going to go kind of fast through this stuff, which is why I'm kind of moving along here. But integers. Any positive and negative whole number, including 0. Make a z. Make an extra diagonal. And I always put a line in my z's. That is going to be our lovely little representation of the integers. Again, how do I make that? Make a z, put a line in the middle, and have an extra diagonal. That represents the integers. So any positive or negative whole number, including 0. So this is going to be 5. This is negative 10. This is going to be 0. Those are all examples of integers. The natural numbers are counting numbers. They start at 1. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Goes on forever in that pattern. Okay, how do we make this natural number sign? 2 numbers down, 2 letters down, and make an N out of it. 2 lines down and make an N out of it. That's the natural numbers. Now, this is all stuff that you already know. However, this is what our real number system looks like. The real number system is the big box. It reminds me of those floating cups that you put inside of stackable cups whenever you were a kid. Okay, inside, Mama gave birth to an irrational and a rational twin. That's exactly what I talked about here. Inside there, we have the integers. So if you're an integer, that means you are also a rational. If you're a natural, that means you're also an integer. Okay? However, not all integers are naturals. We can talk about that later. Examples of these are going to be pi, the square root of 2 over here. Rational is going to be 1/2, it's going to be 1, it's going to be 3, it's going to be 1/3. This integer is going to be 5, negative 10, 0, and the naturals are going to be 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that's just the number system that we're talking about. Now, what our main goal today is just very easy and simple: add, subtracting, multiplying, dividing integers. So, if we are going to be doing integers, negative 2 times negative 5. Well, many of you are already getting this. It's positive 10. Positive 2 times positive 5, many of you already got that, is still positive 10. So what can you conclude about this? Well, this says what's in common between those two things. The first example, negative 2, negative 5, the signs were the same. Positive 2, positive 5, same signs again. What was the outcome? The outcome was a positive number, right? So if the signs are the same, the outcome is positive. The signs are the same, the outcome is positive. However, if I have negative 3 times positive 4, are the signs the same there? No, so the outcome is going to be negative. If I have negative 16 divided by positive 2, negative 8. So the outcome here, if the signs are not the same, then the outcome is negative. If the signs are not the same, then the outcome is negative. Okay, many of you already know how to do this. I want you to try to do it without calculators as best you can. Okay, now we're going to move on to the harder one, which is adding and subtracting. Adding and subtracting integers is not that big of a deal. What I want you to think about is money owed and money you have. So for example, if I have $3 and I add to that $5, how much money do I have? I have $8. Good. However, if I have $10 and I owe $20 to my mom, how much money do I have? I don't have any money because I still owe her money. So that means I still owe $10, which is a negative 10. So let's talk about what we did here. So if the signs are the same, See, positive 3 and positive 5. That gave me positive 8. What about this? Negative 3 and negative 5. I owe Johnny $3. I owe Susie $5. How much money do I owe total? The total that I owe is going to be negative 8. These two rules are the same. What did I do? If the signs are the same, what did I do to the numbers? Well, if you're saying if the signs are the same, we add the numbers, that's right. We add the numbers and we keep the sign. But what did we do here? These signs are not the same, so what did I do? How did I get negative 10 over here? Well, I subtracted. So if the signs are opposite, for example, negative 13 plus 8, that's going to give me what? I owe someone $13. I'm going to make a payment of $8. How much do I still owe them? I still owe them $5. So what did I do to this? The signs are opposite. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract the numbers. I'm going to keep the sign of the larger number. Well, in this case, the larger number, remember I have negative 13 plus 8. The larger number is 13. That's bigger than 8. The sign of 13 is negative, which is why it's going to be negative 5. Let's do that again. Negative 15 plus 7. Which one's bigger, the 15 or the 7? 15 is larger. So since 15 is larger, the outcome is negative. Now, how do I get the number? I owe someone $15. I'm going to make a payment of 7. So I need to subtract those numbers, and that's going to give me a negative 8. Okay? Now, what about this? I have $23. I owe someone $5. Well, what's the bigger number here? Is it 23 or is it 5? 23 is my bigger number, and the outcome of that is positive, so this outcome has to be positive. So I have $23. I'm going to give somebody $5. So how much do I have? I'm going to have $18. Do we understand that? So that's how we add. Subtract. Subtract state blocks. All you have to do is change all your subtraction to addition and follow the addition rules. For example, I have negative $15. I'm going to subtract $5. Well, here's the thing. Every time you see a minus is equivalent to a plus negative. So you're going to add the opposite sign. So that makes this negative 15 change your subtraction to addition. This was a positive 5, so that makes that a negative 5. So now I owe $15. I owe $5 to give me a grand total of owing $20. Okay? This one right here. I have $5. I owe, I'm going to take $13 away. So what do I do with subtraction? Change it to addition. So that minus becomes a plus. The opposite of 13 is going to be negative 13. So what is that going to give you? The signs are not the same. I have $5. I need to give $13 away. So that's going to give me 8. Negative. Why negative? Because I take the sign of the bigger number. The bigger number is going to be 13 there. Okay, what about this? I have $6, and I'm going to subtract off negative $8. So what do I change my subtraction to? That becomes plus. The opposite of negative 8 is going to be positive 8. And then I can just simply add those two numbers together. So 8 and 6 gives me 14. Okay? Easy way to understand this. A double negative always make a positive. It takes 2 lines to make a plus sign. I see 2 lines back to back. That makes a plus sign. One more time. I have negative 7 minus negative 11. So I have 2 lines to make a plus sign there. So that's going to give me negative 7 plus 11. So I owe $7 to somebody. I have $11 in my hand. So what do I have? How much am I in debt? How much am I to the good? Well, that means I'm going to be positive $4. Why positive 4? Because 11 is the bigger number. Okay? Now, the worksheet that you have for homework is simply just adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing integers. Please do not use a calculator. What I want you to do is I want you to do this with your brain and only your brain as best you can. If you need to get a piece of scrap paper out to do that, then please do so. We will go over them tomorrow. If you do not get the score I want you to get, we'll go ahead and let you fix all the mistakes that you had. Okay? So please just be honest and do not use a calculator.